This Earth Day, we're looking at the impact of natural disasters on our landscape. According to NOAA's National Centers for Environmental Information, in 2024, the U.S. experienced 27 weather and climate-related disasters that caused $1 billion in damage. Each of these included tornadoes, hurricanes, wildfires. Now, so far in 2025, we've seen devastating wildfires in Los Angeles, severe storms in the Southeast and the Midwest, and capturing all the photographs like Justin Sullivan from Getty Images was able to do, who joins us now to tell us about some of the climate disasters that he has covered as a photojournalist. Good to have you with us here this morning. So take us through it. What has this been like?
Good morning, Chris. Thanks for having me. It's been a wild year so far this year, but for the past 10, 15 years, California and the western United States has been inflicted with drought conditions that have really sort of created this environment that is ripe for wildfires. What happens is we get low snowpack in the mountains, low precipitation throughout the year. That just results in dry landscape that becomes this tinderbox that just ignites, almost instantly with, with the right weather conditions. And over the years, I've seen these fires become more and more intense and are moving into like these more densely populated areas, like you saw in the Los Angeles fires. Back in 2018, I covered the Camp Fire in Paradise, which at the time was the state's most destructive and deadliest wildfire after it destroyed 18,000 homes and took the lives of 85 people. In a matter of hours, just completely leveled the town. And LA, like I said, was very reminiscent of that fire, which is a wind-driven fire that just like went through communities and just leveled them.
Justin, what was it like for you, though, being on the front lines? And as you said, you're at the Camp Fire back in 2018, and then to see what happened at the Palisades and other parts of Los Angeles a couple of months ago. What was that like for you?
It was scary. I mean, the fires in LA were very wild to be at. I arrived there about 6 hours after the Eaton fire, which was in Altadena, started. And it was midnight, almost 1 in the morning, and the winds were still like 60 to 80 miles an hour. They had peaked out at about 100 miles an hour when the fire first started. So it was chaos. I mean, there was, embers flying everywhere, trees down, power lines down, and like every street that I went down, there were homes on fire, and like it was unstoppable. I mean, there was not enough resources for one, and also it's like it's really impossible to stop a moving fire that's going that fast. I mean, these winds were just so intense to the point where they would almost knock you over.
Just, you're documenting history here, and I just want to, if you can take me through it. You're taking these pictures. Are you looking at this destruction and saying, "Wow, I'm literally able to capture the devastation here with this one shot, or the emotion of a shot of a firefighter or someone that's going through the remains of what's left behind," or are you really, at the time that you're taking the picture, thinking about the human impact that this is having on people who are losing everything?
I mean, I think all of those things come into play when you're at one of these fires, because the intensity in the very beginning of the fight, you're covering the battle with the firefighters, and that, over the next 24 to 48 hours turns into exactly what you're talking about. People going in and like finding their home completely leveled, and how do they recover from that? And, what's the next steps that they take? At Getty, we've been covering the story in Los Angeles ever since it happened, and continue to cover it today, because there's a lot of things that are happening now that people can't get insurance for their house, or the property is tainted and they can't build right away until it's cleaned out. So there's all these different factors that go into rebuilding a community or rebuilding your lives after one of these fires devastates.
It's a dangerous job you've got, too, because you're there, and obviously any firefighter who's working around you would probably tell you, Justin, you should really get out of here. But in order to get these images and document history like this, as bad as it may be, you have to be there.
Yes, and what's great about California is there's a state law that allows members of the press to enter these natural disaster zones and do coverage from inside these zones to give the general public real-time look at what's actually happening in their community, so they can know what to do, or if their house is still there or whatnot. And it's yeah.
Well, keep up the good work, Justin, and be careful out there, of course. But thank you for talking with us here this morning.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
All right.